As a spectrum disorder, those with autism have a wide range of abilities and needs. Researching, understanding, and accepting those with autism spectrum disorder has expanded rapidly over the past 2 decades, resulting in a dramatic increase in the number of children being diagnosed.
I think the thing that people should know about people with ASD is just how able and capable that they are. Autism is a spectrum disorder, and people fall all within different parts of that spectrum. Sometimes we fall into the trap of thinking that they need other human beings to assist them more than they really do. Our goal is to always fade those supports and make sure that we help those individuals live as high quality a life as possible and get to their highest levels of achievement.
Individuals with autism are where their feet are planted. They are loving, they are warm, they are sensitive. It can be a challenge, but we have to celebrate the fact that you are there right with the individual.
People tend to do too much for people with autism, and I think early on when families receive that diagnosis, they're flooded with a lot of different supports.
My son William was diagnosed with autism on November 3rd, 2003. It was still heartbreaking to get that diagnosis. It was still a struggle at times to find services, but we knew there were resources that we could reach out to.
My son Henry is a student here at Crossroads. He's been here for close to 10 years. It's definitely tough. What I would say is that folks today are much more understanding of children with autism and other types of disability. And I shouldn't just say children, people. We live in a world where it's a little bit easier to manage those waters.
I'm mom to Lily Poirier, who attends Crossroads School. Every day is a battle. You're banging up against a world that is not made for these children. I can never let my voice go because she doesn't have one. So I am my voice, I am her voice. It's a lot of work.
We have one son, his name's Connor, and he is soon to be 13. He was diagnosed with autism when he was 3.5. It's a struggle, and you have to get through it, and you have to be strong.
The biggest challenge for me was really seeing how other people reacted to my son. My child is a child like everybody else's child. He just happens to be a little bit more sensitive to those things like sight, sound, smell, and sensation.
Individuals with autism exhibit distinct learning patterns compared to neurotypical individuals who are motivated by social constructs. Understanding this becomes the responsibility of behavior analysts to determine what motivates each individual to learn.
The individualized learning experience is really paramount when you're working with an individual with ASD. Our learners with this diagnosis can have some social deficits, but that doesn't mean they're not social kids.
Whether it be parents, individuals who have gone into the field wanting to help people, these people have really big hearts and they want to help so much that sometimes they may overhelp, and it's with the best of intentions. So we need to get the individual to be able to do those things for themselves.
There's multiple approaches that we'll take to teach the skills, to teach the repertoires that we're trying to enhance in the learners that we serve. A kid's going to tell you when they're upset, and they might be able to tell you that through their communication. They might tell you that through their behavior, and behavior analysts respect that, and we'll take steps to address that. If a student is not enjoying what we're trying to do, what we're trying to teach, we will change tack, we will change to something else.
ABA is the science of understanding how we learn and behave. With this understanding, we can help those with autism to fulfill their full potential. For more than 20 years, Crossroads Continuum has served individuals with autism with personalized, evidence-based services and supports. Our continuum of programs meets the needs of individuals of all ages and abilities.
Unbelievable change in my son. They were really able to work with him and get those behaviors under control. He's a totally different person than he was 12 years ago when he started here.
When you walk in here at Crossroads, there's a positive vibe the minute you step in the door. And that's how they approach everything, and with the energy they approach things with, and the creativity and the forethought is just amazing. And that's what really nailed it for us.
Being able to go anywhere and do anything with William, and he's just so laid back. He's far beyond what I ever expected that he would be at 22 years old.
One of the things we really love about this place is there is a constant flow of communication from the teachers to us and us to them, because it really is a team effort.
It's just nice to know that all her needs are being met. And it's not just her team that knows her, it's the entire school that knows her. And I think that's a benefit of this school as well. As a family, since she started here, she's gone to the symphony. She loves Disney on Ice. She does full grocery shopping with me. She loves Target. So we have come full circle with not even being able to take my child to the public library or the grocery store to really, truly enjoying life with her.
From the get-go with Crossroads, you walked in here and it was just this sense of relief. We've seen such a huge difference of how he just interacts with people. And those are those skills that Crossroads has been so wonderful.
What I see at Crossroads is that this continuum, in fact, gets from early all the way through adulthood in a relatively seamless way. I would have loved to have come here and breathed a huge sigh of relief that at last I was going to have encompassing support.
We're designed to meet the need of individuals with autism. So we have an extended school year, 226 days of school. We have a very high ratio of board certified behavior analysts. We have lead special education teachers, occupational therapists, physical therapists, a robust nursing department, speech and language pathologists. So these are all the things that people with autism need, and these are all the things that Crossroads School can deliver.
It's evidence-based approach, so of course there's the data that comes along with understanding what drives behavior and how do you adapt a situation to drive those things that are going to make the individual be able to move much more smoothly in the world.
Within the autism spectrum, there is things that are common, but then there are also things that are incredibly individualized.
Crossroads Continuum envisions a world where those with autism lead lives of hope and receive the education and clinical support needed to set aspirational goals and engage meaningfully with their families and community at all ages and stages of life.
I think what we've learned is that there's been enough research now to show that getting in early for early intervention services following an autism diagnosis is key to help that learner catch up with their typically developing peers.
What I would tell the staff here is keep doing what you're doing, and thank you, thank you, thank you. They all have amazing energy. They all communicate tremendously with the families. You can see that these folks love what they do.
I tell them every single time I have the chance, thank you. I always give them an example about how the skills she's learning in this building translate to our home life.
Just thank you. Thank you for just being extraordinary and patient and understanding and cooperative and just fantastic. They're wonderful.
For additional resources on autism, www.crossroadscontinuum.org.